Hello there.
This is where the fun begins.
What's up, guys? Unofficial Star Wars here. Hope you're all doing well, and in this video we have an unfortunately disappointing Star Wars news update for Taika Waititi and his Star Wars movie. We, of course, are going to go ahead, we're going to hop right on into it. Although, to say the least, I can't necessarily blame him for his response in this overall update into the regards of his Star Wars movie. In this video, we are going to be taking a read from CBR.com. I'll have their article linked in the description down below for you guys to check out there as well. Academy Award-winning screenwriter and director Taika Waititi has given a disappointing update on his new Star Wars movie that he's been currently working on. So, while recently speaking with Entertainment Tonight as part of a promotional campaign for his new film, Next Goal Wins, Taika Waititi was asked about the status of his new Star Wars movie, something that was announced nearly 3 years ago in 2020 during Disney's Investors Day. Taika Waititi said the following, in quote, "At the moment, I'm still developing something with them, with Lucasfilm. Like me, Lucasfilm has a lot of projects going on. I think that they're going to push it until I finish these other projects, though. I've got about 4 other scripts that I'm trying to finish. My thing is that I want to take my time with that and get it right. I don't want to rush this movie." Ending that quote right there, I mean, really just putting it plain and simple, like, he doesn't want to rush through with his Star Wars movie. He wants to get it down right and really give the fans something special. Even then, into those regards, we don't know anything about his plot details or what this movie is even going to be about. The only thing that we have heard about Taika Waititi and his Star Wars movie is that, well, for one, it is happening, and I think that this update is much rather good rather than bad. It's not as bad as we might anticipate it or take it to really be. It's confirmation that it's a pulse, it's still happening, and that it is still in some type of active development stage. But I think the disappointing part comes from that he's just taking his time with it, really, at that. And that is kind of what he's just giving us. Like, he's saying it flat out right there and then. He's saying that I got a couple other projects that I am working on, and right now I'm going to finish those projects, and then I'll come around to my Star Wars movie. And it's also something saying that he doesn't want to go into it and rush it and just get it over with type of scenario. It's something that he wants to take his time with. So that is honestly a really good update, I think, if for anything. And for another, is that it has a pulse, that this is still in active development. It's been no unfortunate secret in the last 5 years at this point, ever since 2019's The Rise of Skywalker. Every other Star Wars movie that's been announced slowly gets canned and gets, pushed to the side, gets shelved, silently canceled, everything. There's of course a few exceptions here and there, such as Rian Johnson and his Star Wars movie. It's still said to be in development and still, happening and everything of that. It's just that we haven't heard about anything about his Star Wars movie in the last, 2 years, I think, at this point. And so, although fans are looking forward to his film, they might be disappointed at the pace of Taika Waititi's script writing and the overall development of this movie, and its pacing just being slow. And you can argue it both ways. You can be upset that, oh, it's taking forever, it's taking too long, but for another, he doesn't want to rush it. He wants to take his time with it and get something good. It's still a good sign, though, that he's confirming his movie is still in active development, as I had mentioned. It also seems as if Lucasfilm knows that Waititi wants to take his time with this project, and that they're communicating that. As Kathleen Kennedy told the press at Star Wars Celebration in April earlier this year, that it's underway. There's no pivot. It's all underway. Taika Waititi, he's a little slow. Everybody's busy, but yeah, those are great projects, and we're definitely still doing them. Kathleen Kennedy didn't really specify about which other projects that she's referring to in that statement, but there are many previously announced films that haven't had any updates in a long time, such as Rian Johnson's Star Wars trilogy, as I have mentioned. She does briefly mention, though, at the same time in that quote, I want to take a moment and dissect that a little bit, that there's other projects, as in plural, that Taika Waititi is working on. Whether or not some of those other projects are also Star Wars related, because it's no secret Taika Waititi did work on The Mandalorian as a director for some of those episodes. He may be coming back around, swinging back around to do some more on The Mandalorian Season 4 or other projects as well, other shows within the Mandoverse, or even other movies or other, documentaries, that kind of thing, specials, I think is something that we could see. But I think the most prominent one, it would definitely have to see Taika Waititi working on future Mandoverse projects, Mandalorian Season 4, Book of Boba Fett Season 2, Ahsoka Season 2, Star Wars Skeleton Crew, or if she was just referring to him just working on other projects outside of the Star Wars name, outside of the Star Wars franchise. And to say the least, this I think is saying quite a lot due to the lack of updates on the project for Taika Waititi. Some believe that Waititi's Star Wars film was next to be cancelled and canned. planned, but that has instead gone to Kevin Feige's Star Wars movie, unfortunately. If you don't know, Kevin Feige is the president of Marvel Studios, the same place that Kathleen Kennedy is for Star Wars. Feige confirmed at the premiere of The Marvels just a couple of weeks ago that he's no longer working on any project in a galaxy far, far away under the Star Wars umbrella. It's something that we've already discussed and talked about here on the channel. It's unfortunate because it's something that's been circulating around for so many years at this point, quite honestly, and something that he has said that, yeah, I'm working on a Star Wars movie in interviews, and has been very open about it and upfront about it. So to have him kind of just say, like, it's not happening anymore on a random Tuesday is disappointing. Unless, of course, there's the other theories of that, oh, he signed NDAs, he's not allowed to talk about it until it's officially announced, and things of that nature. I don't think that would be the case. He's talked about it so many times, quite openly, in interviews, and something that he is very open about. But aside from that, as I was talking about before, I digress there, I think at the same time it says a lot about Taika Waititi and his Star Wars film. I feel that this Star Wars film is the one that we've gotten, like, a lot of updates for in comparison to the 3 other Star Wars movies that were just announced at the beginning of this year, including Rey Skywalker's Star Wars film and her return to a galaxy far, far away, with Charmin Obid-Chinoy, Dave Filoni and his Star Wars Mandoverse Cultivation movie, James Mangold and his Dawn of the Jedi Star Wars movie, all by which being announced earlier this year officially at Star Wars Celebration. None of those have really received updates, so I think that Taika Waititi takes the cake for that one. I think that his Star Wars movie this year has had the most updates, if for anything. And I think it says quite a bit that there's been a lackluster of updates on his Star Wars movie in the recent, especially, leading many to speculate and think that it would be and can't and wouldn't be actually happening. So one Star Wars film that was confirmed to be in active development is Daisy Ridley's new Jedi Order movie. Screenwriter Stephen Knight is reportedly set to turn the script in the next week or so, actually, prior to the Thanksgiving holiday. The movie also has a new rumored title, Star Wars: A New Beginning. It's a work in progress, though. Daisy Ridley is the only cast member yet confirmed for the project, but people would love to see the return of the likes of John Boyega, Oscar Isaac, Adam Driver, and the rest of the sequel trilogy cast have yet to actually confirm or deny their role in a new story. Anyway, in conclusion, the Star Wars movies, especially with the actors and the writers' strike now coming to a conclusion and ending, the Hollywood strikes are now over, Star Wars movies are able to get the ball rolling once again, and I think that Taika Waititi, he's next up. It's good to have a pulse on his Star Wars movie, some type of update like, oh yeah, hey, it's still happening, something into those regards. Also for Kevin Feige, we briefly talked about in this video, I would love to hear some type of update for the 3 other Star Wars movies though, Charmin Obid-Chinoy and her Rey Skywalker movie, Dave Filoni and his Mandoverse Cultivation movie, and James Mangold and his Dawn of the Jedi movie. I would love to hear updates on those rather soon than later. Anyway guys, let me know all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. I would love to hear what you guys are all thinking. What do you guys want to see with the future of the Star Wars franchise for one, and specifically, what Star Wars movie are you looking forward to most out of the many that we talked about in today's video? Thanks so much for watching today's video. Of course, this has been Unofficial Star Wars. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Have a great one. May the Force be with you as always. Peace out.